Hello, hello. This is the start of the round three vlog. It's kind of a weird timeline setup wise because I am done with all of the reading I will do for round two currently because I only have like 12 minutes left. No, 22 minutes left of round two. But while I do know the rules for round three, I don't know whose team I'm on. I guess it doesn't super matter. I'm a cheerleader. I will do what I can reading wise either way, but I really hope Jigsaw Puzzler and I won because I don't want to lose twice in a row. So this next round is the rule set is from the very first round of Squash Set series that Bailey and Kayla did. I did not participate in this, but basically there is a list of prompts and you have to fulfill those prompts. Myself as a cheerleader, for every 3 prompts I complete, that is one less prompt that the active reader has to do. I am in California for the next couple days and then spending the weekend in Spokane. So I'm away from home for a while, away from all of my books. I did bring my e-reader and I brought one physical book with me, but I don't know if that physical book is actually going to be helpful for this round. That was the unfortunate thing about my timing of this trip is I did not know what books I should bring or not bring. But yeah, I'm tired but also wired from like having to do this big long drive. So I'm going to get ready for bed and try to wind down. Good morning. Officially into round three. I am cheering for Pris. Let's go. We have a powerhouse team, so I don't foresee the rest of these rounds being too much of a problem. I don't know. We'll see. I'm like 90% of the way into Tokyo Dreaming. I should finish it. Ideally, I would finish it today. That'll cover 3 prompts. I will put up the graphic here as to what that will look like. And then I just started Still Life with Crows, the 4th book in the Pendergast series. I am traveling this week, so I don't know how much reading I'm actually going to be able to do. So we'll see how much of these plans get done. But I do need to get going. I need to eat some breakfast. I need to get to the plant and be a girl boss, working girl. All right. I will check in with you later.
Later.
Hello. I'm not quite sure what to do with this vlog anymore. Miss Danielle speed racered and called this game at noon today. Well, noon my time. I guess it was 3 o'clock her time. But like, yeah, I submitted my first book, and then like an hour later, Danielle won our matchup. So I am cheering on Team Danielle now. I have lost every single round so far. So looking forward to Danielle crushing everybody. That's the goal here. Anyway, so that means the rest of this vlog, I really have nothing to talk about because I'm gonna be chill and not be speed racing reading. I listened to some music while I was driving around instead of an audiobook. I went and worked out instead of staying in bed and reading. So like we're living life now for the rest of the week. I will still continue to read. I did start the audiobook of The Dark Prophecy. That's the 3rd book in the Trials of Apollo series. I read 1 chapter of Still Life with Crows last night before I went to sleep. So it's like 9 o'clock now. So my plan is to take a shower because I did just work out and go to bed because I need to be at the plant very early tomorrow. So that is the vibe. But yeah, I don't know if I'll actually do more vlog clips. We'll see. I guess if I finish anything, I'll check in. But this might be the end of the vlog. Well, I'm not going to finish anything because I want to save any books I do get close to the end to for next week. If they fit, ideally, would be great. But yeah, we are doing the thing. Okay, see you later. Bye. Hello, hello. It is Thursday. I have not done like any reading this week. Traveling for work makes reading difficult. Today I put in an 11-hour day, and now I just kind of want to crawl in a hole and die. But I need to edit a video that's going to go out tomorrow. Good, 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 good. I always feel like my vlogs when I'm on the road just are so unhinged, and you can tell my mental state is poor. But I don't have a train of thought for after that. I am still only 2 chapters into Still Life with Crows. I've listened to a bit more of The Burning Maze, but I'm not following it that well. I think I just kind of keep tuning out while I'm listening to it, which is not ideal. I'm flying out tomorrow, so I will be going back home, which is great. Going to my sister-in-law's baby shower on Saturday and doing some night skiing after. Just trying to live life and get through it. Cool, cool, cool. Hello, hello. It's been a crazy couple of days since I last checked in. So let's get into it. Friday was my last day down in California. I worked until about 10 a.m. because I did have a bit of a drive to get to Sacramento for my flight, and my flight took off at like 1:15. So I was like, okay, gives me like 2 hours. It's really only like an hour and 40-minute drive, but like a good 2 hours in case there's traffic, get there at noon, we're good to go. What ended up happening is I locked my keys in my rental car. And that was a whole adventure. I managed to get the AAA guy out, and he successfully broke into my car and unlocked it for me. So I had to speed racer and turn that hour and 40-minute drive into an hour and a half drive. Made it to my gate 15 minutes before it boarded, so we were fine. We were good, but I was just a little stressed out and sweating. So I flew back into Spokane. My sister-in-law's baby shower was in Spokane this weekend, so a bunch of my husband's family was in town, so we went and saw a hockey game, which was super fun. Friday was also the day I discovered that Saturday was going to be what is called a challenge day for Squash That series. So basically what the challenge day is over the course of 12 hours, Bailey will announce a challenge that you need to complete within that hour. So again, stressing a little bit because I have this baby shower I have to go to, and then my husband and I were also planning on going night skiing. But the day started at 6 a.m. my time, so I set an alarm for 6:45 and just hoped I'd be able to complete the challenge in 15 minutes. I gotta pull up what each challenge was because there was quite a few, obviously. So the first challenge was at, again, 6 a.m. my time, and that was to read aloud at least 2 pages. So because I was staying in my mother-in-law's house, I sneaky snuck into the bathroom and read 2 pages aloud. And because I did that at like around 6:45, I just kind of like hung out and waited for 7 o'clock for the next challenge to be announced. And that was to read on the floor for at least 10 minutes. So once again, snuck out of bed, sat on the floor, fended off dogs, and read on the floor for like 10 minutes. During that 10 minutes, my husband woke up and was like, "What are you doing? Why are you on the floor?" And then I made him aware of challenge day, and he went, "Oh boy, what a day." Hour number 3 was to read until you got introduced to a new character in your book. So that I was just kind of able to like hang out upstairs while everybody was like eating breakfast and like watching TV and stuff, and just read on the couch. So that one was pretty easy to check off. Hour number 4, which was 9 a.m. my time, was self-care reading. So because I'd had kind of a slow morning, I still hadn't done like my morning skincare and stuff, so I just listened to my audiobook while doing my morning skincare, brushing my teeth, putting on a little bit of makeup, that kind of stuff. So that's like good self-care environment to get the day going and started.
The next challenge at 10 a.m. my time was to read the book you were closest to finishing. So fortunately, both the books I'm reading right now are from my Libby app. So I had my audiobook of The Burning Maze and my ebook of Still Life with Crows. So I was just able to pull up my Libby app and see which one I was further along in. I was 34% in The Burning Maze and 30% in Still Life with Crows. So I just listened to The Burning Maze for 10 minutes. The next hour was 11 a.m. my time, which is when the baby shower started. So I had just kind of like counted out that I was not going to be able to complete the next like 3 challenges because of being in a baby shower and having to do things. But I super lucked out, and the next challenge was just to explain your book to someone, and my mom was showing up to this baby shower, so I just waited for her to show up, and then I explained to her Still Life with Crows. And she's like somewhat familiar with the series because like this is a series my dad is super into, so I don't know, it worked out. And my mom is always super down to help me out with these challenge days, as we saw at the last challenge day I did, where she was driving me home and helped me out with all kinds of crazy requests. So the next challenge was at noon my time. We were in the midst of baby shower games and whatnot, and that was to read your book until the chapter ended on an odd page and then switch to another book and read that new book for at least 5 minutes. And there was just no way. There was just no way I was going to be able to do that. So I did not complete that challenge. It was just not going to work out for me. The next challenge at 1 p.m. my time though was to read until you saw a color. And the party was kind of starting to like wind down a little bit. So I just kept kind of like talking to somebody and then like going into a corner and like reading a few pages on my phone, like mingling, reading a few pages on my phone until I found a color, and I think it was like green tea or something. I'll put the screenshot of what I found. But yeah, so that one worked out too while I was at the party. The next challenge at 2 p.m. my time was to read the book you had most recently started. For me, that was The Burning Maze, so I just listened to my audiobook for 10 minutes while we were just kind of like hanging out at the house where the baby shower had happened, because my husband and I were waiting until night ski started because the house where the baby shower was very close to the mountain where we were going to go skiing, so we were just vibing, hanging out, and I listened to my audiobook. The next challenge was a little stressful for me because it was read until Tara, one of the players, finishes her chapter. And so I was like, okay, great. We're driving up to the ski mountain. I'll just read my little book while we're driving along and it'll be fine. What I didn't realize is that I was going to lose cell service as we were driving up this twisty mountain road. And so I had no idea how long I needed to read. So I basically just read until I got carsick, which was about 28 minutes. And then we got up to the top of the mountain. I got cell service again once we were on top of the mountain, and then realized that the time I needed to hit was 13 minutes. So I was fine. I did not need to read until I made myself physically carsick. But you know, we did it. We're dedicated. We were there. We made it happen. That's all that matters. So the next challenge was to switch books from what you were previously reading. So I was reading my ebook of Still Life with Crows on the way up to the mountain. So that meant I just needed to listen to my audiobook. So while we were on the chairlift, I like had my phone up to my ear and was listening to an audiobook while we were on the chairlift for 10 minutes. So, you know, it worked out. I did it. And then the final challenge of the day was to read until you saw food. So we got on the chairlift for our next run, and I opened up my ebook of Still Life with Crows because I figured that would just be a little bit easier for me to like physically read until I saw food than to try to listen until I heard food. So I'm sitting there on the chairlift, I pull open my book, and literally like the third word was turkey, like, which was crazy. So I just like basically opened up my book and immediately saw food, shut it all back down, made it happen. I got 11 of the 12 prompts for challenge day, which I think is pretty impressive considering I had to attend a baby shower and was skiing. So I'm feeling pretty proud of myself for that performance. My team didn't perform quite as well as I would have hoped, but we still got some advantages for the next week, which was, you know, the point of the challenge day was to kind of like garner your team points for these different prompts and whatever. I'm proud of us for doing what we did do. So that was challenge day. That was crazy. Today is just a vibey at home Sunday. I'm just chilling. We're just chillaxing to the max. and getting ready for next week, because I imagine next week is going to be crazy competitive. And fortunately, I'm not traveling next week, so I will have a little more time to kind of get some good reading in and whatnot. But I probably won't check in tomorrow unless something crazy happens, but I will definitely see you on, well, I guess, I don't know. I don't really need to check in again because we know the outcomes of this week. We've completed challenge day, and then on Tuesday we'll get the announcement for next week. So I probably won't check in again. Yeah, cool. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you on next week's vlog.